Hello and welcome to another fun-filled Sunday.
Fuck off, asshole! Leave me alone! Don't you know it's fucking Sunday?
Alright, it is a Sunday, and what we're going to do today is kind of continue on the same thought process, the same kind of trajectory that we were actually on last week. So we're going to dive into basically connecting synthesizers with sequencers. But not all synthesizers, obviously, are the same. Not all sequencers are the same. So I want to dive into making different combinations and just unpacking new instruments and kind of spending some time just diving into one thing or one or two things. So let's open up. What is it that we wanted to open up? I think it was Green Matrix. Might not have been Green Matrix. I do want to do this, but I think it was actually, this. Just the Grobian. Let's try it out. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just in general, out of the gate, first preset, fucking solid. Sounds like it'll be dope as hell with a sequencer. So let's go ahead and get this going. Let's pull a sequencer in, and the one I want to use is Spiral. Now, what this tells me, currently Ensemble has the Reaktor 4 legacy mode property set to on, and this strongly recommends it is set to off. Now, let's face it, I'm probably going to go ahead and do that, but I just want to, for my sake, for everyone's sake, I don't know what that means, so let's Google that real quick. I don't know. Every time I load up a new Reaktor 4 legacy mode is off. So F4 also opens properties, so it does. F12. So I wonder if we can just do go back to that original search. Woo! It's not what I wanted to do. I'm not trying to web develop right now, but let's go to Reaktor for legacy mode and see what this says. Maybe. I won't spend too much time looking at these, but I do want to get a sense of why. Just trying other ensembles worked correctly. Okay, resave the ensemble. There are indeed some issues with the new 1-year-old Reaktor. I wouldn't upgrade. That doesn't give a lot of. I mean, there's got to be something from Native Instruments, right? There's got to be something on their website or in one of their forums. Okay, so I'm sure there is. Maybe someone in the audience can help out too, and I'll continue to look at this, but that's not what this is about. This is about fucking around. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what this recommends. We strongly recommend you turn this shit off. So turn it off now? Yes, please. Why not? I think it should work. It seems like we're still working, so no harm. And we'll find out more about the reason why. I don't know why at this point, but we'll figure it out at some point. But what I have noticed is that it seems like I have to kind of like unpack it. So it seems like this is an ensemble, excuse me, that I'm pulling in here. And that within the ensemble, here's the sequencer. That's what it seems like to me. Okay, I don't know if that's the truth, but I have not really been able to get it to work by trying to connect this thingamajig. I have to go inside of it. Here's the actual. Here is the magic. Right here. That's the actual instrument, to my understanding. So what I'm doing is just copying. I'm just right-click, copy. I get it in a split view. I want to connect it to this guy. So I just want it in the same level of universe as this other guy. So that's where I put it. I basically take the one that's inside of here and copy it into here. And I do that. You can do that on a split view. So vertical split or whatever. Horizontal split, whatever you want to do. And I'll just delete that original. I don't need that. But I don't think I explained myself that well on that previous episode. So I just wanted to make sure I kind of went through that. This is where I'm having the highest degree of success. So what we do from here is in edit mode, we'll look at properties. This is the main thing. This is where you control the MIDI out. Okay, so MIDI out, we'll select a Groban. And it looks like we have sound. So I'm going to turn that down just a touch so we can have some talking volume here. But it looks like we have sound at any rate. So let's dig in. Let's kind of just take this guy off edit mode and see what we got. That sounds wild. And I'm literally just, I have no words because I don't know what I'm seeing right here. I mean, if you can see this, right? You can see this, right? This is nuts. So if I slow this down, looks to be a spiral of triggers that as I speed it up, it not only speeds up the velocity of the movement here, but it's also changing the shape of the spiral as well. And looks like there's some controls for spiral pitch and velocity. And it looks like that's also controllable here as well. So that's spiral. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a sequencer that, I don't fully understand, but that's half the fun. don't let that stop you, right? That's the whole thing. Like, the first sequencer now I look at sequencers and I see 16 buttons or a lane of 16 lights or something like that, and I'm like, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. But the first time I encountered one of those things, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm even looking at right now, bro. I feel like I'm in the Enterprise. And that's what that's what this kind of looks like too, right? But that's that discovery, that just like, what the fuck is this? Just start turning knobs, and you have this feedback of now you're changing the way it sounds as you're hearing the way it sounds, and you're sitting here, and now that might modify how you continuously change it or go the next step you might take. That's it, dude. That's it. That's creativity. Well, the way some people like to do it, I like to do it. It's more of a discovery-based creativity from a sound design perspective. A very articulate way of just saying, I'm just fucking around. So, what we can unpack too is this badass synthesizer. So we have the oscillator section, the filter section, pitch, output, amp, filter, looks like envelopes, and an LFO. Where's the destination for the LFO? LFO is only one shape, it's a sine wave. Behaving a single LFO can control the oscillators or the filter. Like the envelopes, LFO assignments are made in the oscillators or filter section. Yep. Got it. I see. When it's on, LFO controls pitch. Yep, by amount set on the LFO to P knob. Boom. The depth. Got it. That's a great word. Remember that fucking word. And I'm seeing a common thread here for how LFOs are just, they're packed in to the unit. And that's always my question is, well, what the fuck can it control? Because the thing about an LFO, that's the common thing, right? Is that it can control a knob. It can take a knob and it can twiddle that fucking knob faster than a human can, or in ways that a human cannot, right? So in a more of a synthesized electronic way. So that's always my question. An LFO is not a sound module. Typically it can be, but LFO is typically a control module. What is it controlling, right? So that's always my question. Typically when I see an LFO is built in, all right, where can I control it? So control the filter and the oscillator. That's how you turn it on, right? And the depth of the LFO modulation is controlled by the knob. So this can be going at all times, but you can control how much that's actually controlling each of these things. So, cool stuff. Nice. There's a saturation, so it's basically an overdrive, right? Fucking A. It's really cool. fuck around with this envelope and see if we can tighten it up. Let's mess it up. 100 objects. So it looks like the objects puts, you know, less or more sort of grains or notes or these, you know, these triggers spiraling around here. Nice. Okay, so here's how I can make it. This is a breakthrough. So here's how I can make it specific to a pitch by narrowing the spread to 0. So it's a single pitch, and then this controls the pitch. Yeah, let's. I'm just gonna turn this up a tad and just do a little performance, just jacking around. Less words, more doing shit. Do awesome shit. Do awesome shit on Sundays, folks. doing awesome shit on a Sunday. Until